This episode is sponsored by Moonlight Liquor, located 265 North Moonlight Road, Gardner, Kansas. Open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Moonlight Liquor is the biggest around with a square footage of 10,000 feet. They carry 48 cooler doors full of domestic and imported beer, a huge craft selection, including local breweries, also accessible through the walk-in cooler. They carry a wide selection of domestic and imported wines, including local wineries and an organic and sustainable wine selection. And of course, a massive selection of spirits in the course.
And for you cigar fans, like myself, Moonlight Liquor has a walk-in humidor that carries a nice variety of over 30 cigar brands. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. First of all, I would like to thank my nephew, my godson Raul, for making the beat for me, which I really do appreciate, nephew. It's a great beat. For you people out there that know that I'm a huge Run DMC fan, by actually looking at the logo that we've created, the beat just goes along with it. It's just something that I grew up to, and that's the sound that I wanted, and so Raul created it for me. Thank you very much, nephew. Appreciate that. Would also like to thank Moonlight Liquor for their sponsorship. Mr. Joe Spinello, thank you so much for doing this for us, for me. Truly appreciate it. As you can see, I really, really do appreciate it. And last but not least, I would like to thank the No Solutions podcast / productions for giving me the opportunity to do what I'm doing here. This is something that I've always wanted to do. I appreciate you guys when you guys would ask me to come on. The very first time I was on you guys' show was actually through a phone call. Of course, I was second mic on the phone call. But then you guys let me come in, and I came in with the artist AO, and I think I came in by myself, right, Mark?
Yeah, you did. You came in recently to promote this
podcast.
To promote
this podcast, but that was another time.
I think it was. It was it was episode 49 because we thought it was the last episode. So yeah, you just came on to talk to us.
So yeah, it was episode 49, 67, and 74, something like that. I can't even remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember the numbers, but yeah, it was like that. You've been on quite a bit.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed every time of it. But there's a lot of people out there that I still want to get onto the podcast, and I know it's a little nerve-wracking to some people because, like I like to say, I'm not going to lie, but the very first time that I come on, or when Isai had called me or you and said, hey, can you come on the show? I was like, what? Oh, can you give me some time? And that's what people have been doing to me. They've been asking me, hey, give me a little time, and that's fine. I get it. So I like to put a schedule out and start putting people down, and we could easily work with you. I'd like for you guys to come onto the show. I think this is fun. This is really, really good time to sit down, chat, talk about memories, talk about what you guys are doing now, and stuff like that. So yes, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. The sponsorship and Raul and the No Solutions production. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
So real quick. Chris, as I say that you're on the wheels of steel, everything good over there?
I hope they are now.
Well, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, no time to panic. We're good. So how do you feel about interacting during the shows that we've been on?
It's fine. Just throwing in a comment here or there.
Yeah, I mean, I like to hear your voice. I want people to know that you're a part of the show. Of course, everybody hears Marcos. Marcos is getting out there, even on the other podcast, the No Solutions podcast he's doing. And soon you'd probably be doing one yourself, right?
Yeah, I'll have my own show or something of my own show, either a podcast format or of a comedy sketch style, which I really want to do because I love doing that kind of stuff because that stuff is funny.
So if it's a comedy sketch, are you going to be bringing in friends to help you go through these little things, or?
Yeah, no, it's a couple different versions that I have in mind where I really want to do one where it's involving, I got a huge love for movies, so I want to do one about movies.
Okay.
We're bringing on people to talk about them, and then we do a sketch about the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Essentially, what the idea is where whatever movie we're talking about the basis of, we take a scene from that movie, and then we insert ourselves essentially into that scene and just give like an honest reaction to like said scene.
Okay. And then so with the production studio that you guys have for you guys will be able to make stuff happen, like
we got
make
some
magic happen.
Oh yeah, we got some new equipment right now that can do pretty good movie quality stuff. We're working on getting into the more sides of the productions of more video quality versus just podcasting. Obviously, we want more people to come in and do their own podcasts, but there's more opportunities and avenues that we want to explore.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fun. Chris, I'm sure will be involved in some of that stuff.
I mean, if he wants to, Chris, do you think you want to do something like that? Okay. God damn it, Chris. Can I get a little bit more from you? All right.
Chris, this job that you're doing right now, do you feel that you should be getting paid?
For this?
Yeah.
I'd like to.
You want to get paid for messing up the sound quality?
Chris! See?
Pay attention. Get off your phone. Unless you're like me, where I can be on my phone and be a pro at the same time. Just like driving.
You're driving?
So
yeah, I'm really good at texting while driving.
Yeah, I know. I've been in the car with you.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, so have I, son, and you need to quit that shit out.
Why? But see, the difference is when I'm driving or when I'm not driving, I'm in the car and I'm texting, I get sick. But for some reason, when I'm driving and I text, I feel fine. It's a sign. I don't know why that is, but that's just the case for me. Versus, I've seen you drive with your knees. I can't do that.
Well, see, I used to drive with my knees, but now here lately, I've been renting cars that can drive for you, and it's perfect.
They can't drive for you.
They drive themselves. They steer. They turn. They do it
don't.
all. We go on trips. I rent a car. They steer. I set the cruise control. I set the button to let it steer on its own. I'll take a little 2-minute nap. Close my eyes for a little bit.
And wake up and you're in another country or in another state.
Well, if I can do that in 2 minutes, that's freaking awesome.
No, see, here's the thing. We're actually getting ready to go on a trip ourselves. We are getting ready to go visit our older brother, Mario, in Washington, D.C. and New York City, another additional trip. We're currently driving out there, correct?
That is correct. And hopefully...
Are you going to car with self-driving that I can finally, for once in a while...
hopefully the vehicle...
We're driving?
We're driving there, flying back, but I'm flying a couple days ahead of you. Which I'm
flying back a couple of days ahead of us.
Yes, but which I'm very nervous about.
I thought we were flying there, taking a bus up to New York, and then we will fly back. That's what Mom told me.
No, actually...
That's 2 flights. We're only doing one flight.
Actually, I think we're driving all the way there. And then we're going to chill in D.C. for a little bit. And we'll take a bus. Oh, and then we'll leave the vehicle there. We'll take a bus up to New York. Do our New York thing.
How are we going to get around?
We walk. So you guys better have the Patomobiles going. Meaning you better have your shoes and whatever you need to. Yes, you can't go. You're not going to be able to take your
sandals,
flip-flops, Chris. So yeah,
these are not flip-flops.
Flip-flops, thongs, or whatever they call them. I don't even think thongs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thongs for your feet.
Okay. Yes. Anyways, we will be going up to New York, and then we will be flying out from there. Yeah. That should be very exciting. And then because we will be back by then, the time this time airs, that we're already going to go ahead and just play some pictures behind us and some clips that we may have taken from there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we'll put some clips. Maybe some audio that we record. We can throw it in there as well.
Yeah, like for that time we didn't get with Dad's voice.
What?
He said maybe in between that time where we didn't get your voice.
See, Chris, so now you just pointed something out here. For you people out there who know me, if there's ever a time that you and I are talking and you see me look down to your left, it's because I can't hear out of my right ear. So what you just said right now, I didn't hear you, but I can hear your brother, so he had to repeat it to me. So yeah, I can't hear out of my right ear. I'm like 80% deaf in this ear. So we're sitting in this studio is kind of a little difficult because usually I have the earphones on, which I can hear everything, but now I can only hear Mark and I can barely hear you. So stop yawning. What am I boring you? What am I doing?
I'm tired.
You think you're tired, Chris? My ass is tired. All right, let's get that straight. Anyways,
Anyway, Chris, how's your real job going right now? You just started a new job. How's it going?
Working at Cinemark.
Yeah, how's cinema going?
Okay.
Okay.
They call me an usher. I'm a janitor. That's all I
Ooh,
do.
They call you Usher?
Usher.
No, I'm a janitor.
Yeah, janitor. No, that's the custodial arts. You're not a janitor. But see, Chris, working at Cinemark, you can find some cool stuff while you're cleaning. People leave stuff behind. Like me, the day we went to go see Spider-Man, I had my Adidas glasses when we watched it, and then I came home and I didn't have them. I might have left them there. You guys have a, what do you call it, lost and found there?
There is.
Why don't you see if my glasses are in there?
I don't think they are.
Just check,
No,
please.
I don't want to.
Why?
Because then I have to ask my manager to get into the room.
Okay, just say, hey, Mike, back when, what Spider-Man was that? The Amazing Spider-Man?
It was the
The
third
Amazing
one.
Spider-Man 8 years ago.
Oh, well, it was one of the Spider-Mans.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
The one with all 6 Spider-Mans that came out in it. Yeah, I left I think my glasses were probably there. So just check for me, please. Stop yawning. Man. So what's your future like, Chris? What do you think? You going to go to school? We're going to do the school thing, right?
Yes, I'm going to school.
Yep. Johnson County.
Which is currently down
Yeah.
the street
What's
from
the,
us.
What's the
mascot?
yeah, what's the mascot of the
They're the
Horn Devils?
No, they're not the swashbucklers. They're some kind of form of Cavalier. They're the Cavaliers.
That.
They're the
The
Cavaliers.
Johnson County Cavaliers.
What school is that they're the Nut Huggers?
I don't know what
Is
you're
there-
the Nut
Isn't there-
Huggers.
Nut Huggers, yes. That's like tight underwear. No?
Briefs?
I don't know. I thought it was a school. out there.
Spandex. I don't know what you're going on about. Chris, what's
So-
our time?
Anyway, real quick.
What do you mean?
So today I was listening to today I was listening to What's Up Food podcast, right?
Yeah.
With Felipe Esparza. And he made this point, and I never thought about it. But they were talking about Star Wars. I think they were talking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show that's out right now. And he says he's not watching it because he's kind of, after watching the first Star Wars, he's banned every movie, everything that's come out. And they're like, well, why? He said, because for one, they don't treat the brown guy right, which is the big tall Hispanic Chewbacca, because his name's Chewie. So he's really Hispanic. So they don't treat him right on that show. I mean, this guy, at the end of Star Wars, let me get to the point. So at the end of Star Wars, who got the medals?
Everybody but Chewie.
Everybody but Chewie.
And Chewie just did as much as anybody else.
Right. He even did more. He was when they were in the trash compactor, right? Who was the one that grabbed the heavy bar and put it across?
Try and slow down the machine. I
And he
know.
did it, right? And then and he's always the man in front when there's stormtroopers shooting. He was always the one that had the what do you call it?
His bowcaster.
Bowcaster.
That's the name of his weapon.
His big ass gun.
Only you would know that, Chris. I had no idea. I was going to say his bow and arrow gun, but there weren't arrows. His bow and laser.
Yeah,
gun.
his big gun that really like blasts the hell out of people. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to be. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, that's a good point. He's upset about that.
He's been there since the very beginning.
He's been upset about that since 1978 or whatever year that it's come out.
He's been there since the beginning.
So
Like, he's been there since the Clone Wars.
what?
Chewie.
Yes, Chewbacca canonically has existed for a long. He's over 100 in the original trilogy. Wookiees
Damn,
lived to
he's
be
that old?
Wookiees lived to be over 200.
Oh, well, he's got to be older than that now. Anyway, why are you yawning? Are you tired too?
My reasons make sense because I know I work all night come here, I'm here all day, and then I go back to work all night.
Yeah. Chris, and he's talking, and I'm still on screen. You're getting-
You're really screwing up today's episode, Chris.
Whatever.
Pay attention.
I know.
This is the not as important one.
No, this is
Whoa,
important.
it's
I'm trying-
Dad's. What do you mean it's not
Yeah,
as
this-
important?
This is my
You mean
show
because we don't have
today.
someone on today?
A special guest. Yes.
Yes, you guys are my special guests. I told you that.
Now we're here all the time.
Party all the time.
Anyway.
Was
All
that
right,
the
so
only-
real quick, I got these things I want to talk about. I'm trying to blow you guys' mind real quick. Let's talk about the donut.
What does that mean?
The donut.
The
A
donut. What donut?
A sugar donut.
Okay.
A
Powder donut?
A donut. Yeah, a powder donut, a regular donut.
Mm,
So do you know how it came about?
donut. How?
So back in the 19th century, a Dutch woman named Liz Gregory, right? She used to make these. She used to fry. They were like little cakes, and she would fry them.
Uh-huh.
Back then they were called oily cakes, right? And she would make them and dip them into pork fat. All right,
Okay.
you guys are on your.
I'm listening.
goddamn
I'm listening.
phones. Listen to
Pork
me.
fat. We are.
All right, so she would make these for her sons and for her friends. Okay, and so they wouldn't cook all the way.
Okay.
So she'd fry them and they wouldn't cook all the way. And so what she would do is right in the center of these little cakes, oily cakes that they would call, she would put like walnuts, peanuts, whatever kind of nuts, put them right in the middle, squish them in there
Sure.
because they wouldn't fry all the way through. So then her son was like, you know what? I don't like when you make these and you put these freaking nuts in there. Let me take care of this problem.
Oh my God.
So
I get
he
it
took-
now.
Huh?
I get it.
Yeah. So he supposedly grabbed a salt shaker, or I don't know what it was, end of a hammer, and popped it right through, popped the hole right through it. Because that was the spot that wasn't being
Cooking.
fried,
Yeah. Uh huh.
right. So and then they would throw them in there, and then that's what created the donuts.
Well,
But there's a story saying that he used to ride his boat, and Mom would be cooking or baking in the back of the boat, and she would hand them to him, and he would on the big wheel. He put them right through the wheel, and he put all the donuts on the wheel while he was steering.
okay.
I know it doesn't make any sense, but that's just one of those stories where like, hey, that's how they come out. I believe the salt shaker part.
So,
But did they have salt shakers back in the 19th century?
Yes.
I think they did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
I thought
they've always had pepper mills. Think about that. They've always had pepper mills, so they've clearly also probably had salt. However, I get it now that you said donuts. So obviously there were nuts in them, but now wouldn't they be called no nuts?
But it's dough.
No nuts. Dough no nuts.
Dodo nuts.
Because if they'd be called dough nuts, if there were nuts in the dough,
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
but there's no dough nuts. No.
Well,
nut-
anyway, that's how the donut was created.
Interesting.
Yeah, her name was Liz Gregory.
Liz Gregory.
Liz Gregory, a Dutch woman.
Hmm.
She created the donuts. So not some dude named Krispy Kreme or Mr. Duncan or whatever. Those guys didn't create the donuts.
You tell me
just-
Lamar didn't
Ooh.
make donuts?
Nope, he didn't make the donuts. He makes the donuts.
Well, yeah,
but-
technically Lamar does make the donuts.
yeah. Which I thought that was a fun fact. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? So now when you eat a donut, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember when my dad talked about this. Liz Gregory was the one who
Okay, I doubt I'll think of that story. But more that the fact that's how a lot of things that are normal were made. Just it was something complicated. You did one thing that was stupid and you made something iconic.
Wait a minute, how is this stupid? She was making oily cakes.
No, it's like one of those things where it came about because there was an excess amount of dough for a regular pastry that they were making consistently. And then like, oh, what are we going to do with this extra stuff? Oh, why don't we just try something out? And they tossed it in and it ended up being good.
Yeah. So
Like,
then again, so when did the donut holes come around? Apparently they didn't create the donut holes. I mean, he was just passing right through that crispy, oily oil.
the donut hole.
They just made a smaller donut.
No, you can make a smaller donut with the donut hole. I don't know. I just think that's weird how they call it a donut. How is this a donut hole, but it's not a hole? It's the actual ball of dough.
Because you can take the donut.
Why don't they just call it just a dough ball?
I don't know.
Right? Makes sense?
You're making excellent points.
Okay. Good. On to the next one. Why do doctors write so sloppy?
Because they don't want you to. They want you to keep coming you back.
What?
Keep coming.
That
back.
wasn't a joke.
No, that's
What?
you.
What are you talking
Okay.
about?
So have you ever seen the handwriting of a doctor?
No.
Go to the doctor then.
Yeah. So yeah, they write really sloppy. I mean, it's kind of hard to read. I don't think they can read their own handwriting. Well, come to find out, the reason why their handwriting looks so bad is because they have to keep up with the time. They have to keep up. They have to do a lot of writing, from what I understand. They do a lot of writing, which is kind of different now these days, right? These days, I don't think they would have to do so much writing. Maybe they could do recording like I'm doing now, which I'm sure that's what they did. They used to record on little tape recorders.
Yeah.
But anyway, these guys would write so much that their hands would get really sore and they would stiffen up. And then so they were just writing really sloppy. They're cutting you up and they're stitching you up, but their hands are hurting because they write so much.
Interesting.
Which is and they're really sloppy handwriting. Yeah, Chris?
It makes sense. You don't want to have a cramp while you're doing surgery.
And at the same time, they would have to write really fast.
Makes sense. I mean, you don't want to shake it. Well, I mean, like the hand is crap, but you don't want to.
So, bringing this up, why in the hell do you write so sloppy?
I don't write sloppy.
Mark, have you ever seen your brother's handwriting?
You mean Chris? You said my name.
Chris, Chris, you ever seen your brother's handwriting?
Yes, I've read his journals. It's
Legible?
Yes, that.
That's
I can't write, but you sure as hell can't talk. Shut up. But it's legible. Okay. What do you mean? What do you like? I can write really well. I can write like a computer font if I so choose. It just takes a little bit more time. What did you see that looked terrible in writing?
Mark, there was times that I've asked you to write something down. I said, Mark, do it the best you can. This is the best you can. And it looks like you're writing with your toes.
That's bullshit.
Like
that is not true.
You probably write better if you put a pen on your feet and you write like a monkey would. I bet.
Whatever, man. I can write really well.
You're telling me right now you really have a nice signature?
I have it. No, signatures are not the same as writing well.
That literally people just do.
Literally, a signature is a scribble.
It's got to be. Well, okay, you're right.
No,
you're right. So when people do autographs, it does look like
I have
shit.
a terrible ass signature. Like it just looks. It's literally just scribbles because I haven't found my signature.
You haven't found the right one. Like I have a little signature.
Yeah, I know. Like Mario has a great signature.
Yeah,
I don't have that. I am literally writing in cursive.
No, see, you can't do that. You do maybe like the first letter in cursive, and then you just squiggle off the rest. You go C R G R. Literally.
What's that? R.
Like Oscar the Grouch.
On to the next one. Okay. Does that blow you guys' mind?
No.
All right.
Just hurt my
What's
feelings.
the original word for pizza?
It means friend. Pizza. Leaning toward
Like peace out?
No, I don't know what.
No, pie.
Oh, pizza.
Like
pie.
a piece of pie.
When the moon hits the sky,
I'm
like
pretty sure
a
pizza has
big
no
pizza pie. What?
I'm pretty sure pizza has no connection at all to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But I'm gonna look that up just in case.
Oh, there you go. See,
Ooh.
they used to serve pizza in there.
So let me tell you how it started. So it started off as it was just flatbread in Italy. Okay, so this started in Italy. It was just a flat piece of bread. So anyway, it was a flat piece of bread that they would make. I guess restaurants or people would make just whatever and give to the poor,
Okay.
the hungry poor. It was just a flat bread,
Okay.
right? So there was this chef. Let me see, where's my notes? There was a chef that worked in this restaurant, right? And he was asked to make the Queen of Savoy, which I think Savoy is maybe somewhere in Italy.
Okay.
Make her a nice dish. right? Make her a dish using and so he's like, okay, if I can use this flatbread, I'll make her something cool. So the first thing that popped in his mind was, you know what? I'm gonna make her this dish, and I'm gonna use the color of the flag, the Italian flag, which is
Red, white, and green.
red, white, green, green, white, red.
It's Mexico.
So what he did is he added the basil, he added the mozzarella, and he added the
Pepperonis.
tomato. No, he added the tomato.
I guess pepperoni.
That's what-
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
just
that,
cheese,
but
yeah.
no, but that's later. So he just added that. He put all that together, and he just thought it looked cool, and he gave her, and it was like the best thing ever for her.
Hmm.
She loved it, and that's how the pizza was created. Right. His name was Rafael Esposito.
The great artist Raphael.
I would accept that instead of some other random dude named Raphael.
Rafael.
Okay.
I think it was like Rafaele Esposito. So this guy made this pizza. Right. Apparently it was good because after that, the Italians started to do this, make this dish,
Make more of it.
and then when they came to the States, then the Americans Americanized it and said, okay, this pizza looks pretty damn boring. Let's just throw some extra shit on there. So so now everybody just throws now
Whatever they want.
We would throw whatever we want on this, but you always have your basil, you always have your tomato sauce, all that good stuff. Right? I mean, does that make sense? Did I just blow you guys' mind?
I don't know why. I thought I could have sworn that pizza was not invented in Italy. I thought it was something.
Well, see, it was actually, we talked about this in, I think, the episode with Poncho, and I think he said that it wasn't invented.
Oh, that's where I'm hearing it. Yeah,
I think that's where you heard that.
Or it was like there is
And
no
then-
pizza in
And
Italy.
then I just happened to hear that, oh, yeah, you know what? It was just we Americanized, but he did say we Americanized it.
Sure, yeah, of course.
So it
We
wasn't
ruined
Italy, it was
pizza.
just a
This is
flatbread with some stuff on it. And
How
then,
could we have ruined pizza if they barely make it over there themselves now?
No, simply the first pizza was just that tomato, cheese, basil. But I am plain cheese. That's a pizza. None of this talking.
That's a
shit.
quesadilla. Just
With some salsa?
it's like a tortilla with cheese on it. That's what pretty much. It's not okay. It's a bread with cheese. It's a breadstick. A round breadstick is what it is, right?
And the tomato sauce. You can't forget the tomato sauce.
Well, it's not tomato sauce. It's more like a marinara, isn't it?
Yes, it's which is tomato sauce.
Which is tomatoes. Nah, not really.
It's tomato with like
Little-
oregano and basil and all that crap.
Basil.
There's the green.
Basil.
Tony Basil.
Whoop-de-doo.
You know who Tony Basil is?
No.
She did this song. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
You're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Yeah,
You're going too fast.
sorry. We're not licensed for that.
Oh yeah, sorry. We don't own the rights to that song. Wait, but it didn't even sound like it.
Whatever. Well, you should probably start wrapping up here soon, though.
So okay, one more.
All right, okay, one more.
So how about the nachos?
Mexico. Came from Mexico.
Okay.
Did they really? I was just saying that.
No, it was invented in Mexico
By Ignacio.
by Perfecto Esquipi, Ignacio Anaya, not Amaya, Anaya. Shout out to my niece, Amaya.
Okay.
Right? So he worked in this club called the Victory Club as a chef in Piedras Negras, Mexico.
Okay.
So I've never heard of that, but I guess that's a little spot in Mexico.
Like still?
I guess, maybe. I'm going to have to look it up. Right?
Yeah.
So Piedras Negras. You know what that means? Since you guys took Spanish, what's that mean?
No, we don't.
Something black.
Rocks.
Black
Piedras
rocks?
are rocks. Yeah, so black rocks, Mexico.
I don't know.
Piedras Negras, right? And this was back in 1943. Okay, so he was a chef. He worked in this restaurant, right? And so a group of military wives, American military wives, come into this club, right, where he worked, because I guess it was a club, it was a restaurant. They came in, but the kitchen was closed. La cocina estaba cerrada.
Okay. You don't gotta go. You don't gotta
Stop.
do that. It ain't like you said every word in Italian, which is close to Spanish. You just
Well, I mean, it's a acuda es la pizza.
He's estúpido. Just
You
keep
estúpido,
mamá.
como este.
Tu mamá.
Oh, your mama.
Oh.
And so he made this dish for these women, right?
Uh-huh.
So I don't know what it was, that, I mean, yeah, of course they were women, so yeah, he was going to do this for them.
Sure.
But you think they probably flirted with them
I don't know. Did he
You
get
know?
a free meal? Maybe.
for a free meal? Yeah, because I guess they came in looking really hungry and they were pretty sad that the kitchen was closed. Who knows? It could have been 2, 3 in the morning when he was cleaning. The guy was probably cleaning the kitchen or cleaning the restaurant, but these girls came in. So they said, is there any way can you at least prepare a meal for us? And so he took it amongst himself in his heart. And he's like, okay, well, then I'm going to make some. So he grabbed these tortillas, corn tortillas, right? And I guess he either chopped them up, cut them up, threw them in the fryer. So he had to get the kitchen dirty again.
Uh-huh.
Right? So he threw them in the fryer. He deep fried them. Boom, they come out. He's like, I got a bag of cheese right here. Boom, he grabs the cheese and he kind of it's shredded. So he starts putting grab the phone. So he starts sprinkling the cheese all over these chips, right?
Okay.
Got me?
Yep.
Yes.
So of course it's melting. He's like, okay, I see this. It looks appetizing.
It's starting to come together
So
now.
he grabs some jalapenos, starts chopping them into slices, starts putting them up on top. It was still nice and fresh. Boom. Took it out to these gals. They ate it up. They were like, what the hell was that? That was some good stuff. Fresh.
Do you have a year?
And yes. So this happened like late 40s, early 50s.
Okay.
Right in that time. Right? But, no, I'm sorry. Well, okay, it was 1943 when he did this.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what it was called. Okay, so he just said, I'm going to call them nachos. And they're like, oh, okay, that's a very clever name. Exactly what does that mean in English? And he said, well, me llamo Ignacio. And Ignacio is nachos. They call me Nacho. So I'm going to call this plate nachos.
Yeah.
Right? Interesting.
Uh-huh.
So, and then it's funny because I know people that's named Ignacio and I call him Nacho. And I know a guy that I call him Nacho. But I don't think of nachos.
You ever give them cheese? You ever give them some?
No,
of
but I
your,
give 'em
you ever
high
give them
five.
some of your cheese and be like, "Hey, that's nachos
I give him
cheese."
a hug. But that's nacho cheese.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there was So then these girls brought the meal. Another one of those. They brought the meal from Mexico to San Antonio. And then all of a sudden in San Antonio, everybody started making this because these girls went back to San Antonio and in their church bulletin or in the cookbooks that they would give away, they put the recipe in there. So they knew exactly what it was or how, maybe the guy explained to them how he did it.
I know. I just give away the secrets.
Yeah, pretty much. So then it was in the cookbooks and people were making them there. Right. So then there was this girl named Carmen.
Uh-huh.
Right. Carmen Rocha. So she took this meal and took it to a restaurant called El Cholo in LA. And that 1923 is when that restaurant opened. And it's actually the second oldest. I don't know if it's still around today. It might be. But it's the second oldest restaurant. Maybe Mexican restaurant at that.
Uh-huh.
Right. And so she worked there. She knew about this. So she started making this for her friends that would come in, her special friends. She would make them a special order and she was making them nachos. And they were all like, wow, this is awesome, man. This is, so then they started talking about them and it became a popular meal in this restaurant where, boom, they put it on the menu. So this was in the late 40s, early 50s. They put it on the menu.
Sure did move pretty quickly in like less than, 5 years.
Right. It did move. Yeah. So, yeah, they put it in the menu. People started ordering it, and so now if you go to like restaurants now and you order nachos, how do the nachos come out?
On chips
On a-
separately?
Now
What do you mean?
they bring out a big.
Oh, you mean
like
one
a
of the
big plate,
plate
and
scattered
they're
with
the
toppings,
chips,
the
the chips, and then they put the cheese on. They make them exactly the way I just explained to you.
Yeah,
how they was
okay.
done. Right, makes sense.
Sure.
Chris, right? Does it make
Yes.
sense? Don't yell at me. But does it make sense, right? So Now when you go to stores, you go to the football games, and Chris, you used to love your nachos. They gave you this little.
That is still good nachos.
No, yeah, but that's not. I don't know what those are called really, because if you think about it, it's not really a nachos, the original nachos. It's just it's just a little container with chips on one side,
nachos,
cheese dip on the other.
Today, nachos are just that. Chips and cheese dip. That's all nachos are today. Nothing fancier gets that.
What's the best cheese dip around right now?
Plug for my father's cheese.
Yes.
Is a plug for my father's cheese?
Yes, I have a cheese dip out there. People, if you haven't had it, please, I'll make you some. Try it out. I need to put it out on the stores. I need to jar it. I need to sell it, because one of you guys is going to have to take over. Okay, maybe at my eulogy we can talk about my cheese dip. Right? Can't give away the recipe. I'll give it to you guys.
You just list who gets your cheese dip recipe.
Yeah, but I got to put it out there. I later on I'll be advertising it on the podcast.
Okay.
So this is my cheese dip, Mario's queso, and then the bottom says, "I guess so."
I guess so.
Right? What? I guess so. It's queso. I guess so. But
You're just like Marcos.
what do you mean? No, Marcos is like me. What are you talking
In
about?
the earlier podcast we were doing for
Um,
No Solutions, Marcos was making the exact same joke. Like,
So where
whatever
do
it
you
was,
think he
comma.
picked up?
if you want.
Where do you think he picked up his talent, Chris?
I don't know.
So
you might
can
have
you give
been.
me credit? Can you give me a little bit?
Yeah,
credit?
I got all my.
I didn't teach you Spanish, but hey, you know what?
I know, Chris. I
Switch.
may have not learned Spanish, but I did learn my humor and comedy from Dad.
Thank you, son. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
No,
That's
you're
where it
good.
came.
You're getting a lot of from this podcast, the big modcast. A lot of people are liking you, and it's good. I want to put you out there. That way, when you go to Cali, when I drop you off in Cali, like I dropped off your brother in DC, maybe something big
Yeah.
can happen, right?
Yeah, no, that's the plan. That is the plan.
If they make a story about Lou Ferrigno, his young life,
I'll be a young Lou.
he'd be young Lou Ferrigno. Right, Chris? You know who Lou Ferrigno is, right?
No.
He's the first Incredible
He's
Hulk.
an original Hulk.
No one cares about him.
What do you mean?
Chris.
Not today.
Especially today, Chris. He was a strong man too. He was huge. He,
Okay, now that-
he was the Hulk without CGI.
Okay.
He was just green.
Fine. That's impressive.
But
But it's all about today.
okay,
Past
yeah.
it, done and gone.
But you know what? Back then, he was the big, strong guy with a weird hairdo. But he was green.
Yeah, the ugly purple shorts.
I don't know.
No, he wore jean shorts.
Yeah, he
That's
wore
even
jeans.
worse.
It was the comics that gave him the purple shorts.
That's even worse. Wearing jean shorts as the Hulk.
It's not like they were jean shorts. It wasn't like he was just wearing normal jean shorts that fit. They were torn to make it look like they were a pair of jeans that
They
had
were
been ripped.
yeah, he always wore a pair of jeans, and they somehow would
Yeah.
rip into shorts.
Yeah.
Somehow they would rip from below the knee. They would just rip right off. But he still had.
Great. Now I'm imagining that version of Hulk. Just add on a mullet.
Well, no, he doesn't have a mullet.
I know.
He's got
but
a
I'm
nice set of hair, though.
I know, but
It's
there's
not a
it's
mullet.
that combination of jean shorts and a mullet. That's just. Ugh.
Right away.
Let's get ready to wrap it up.
All right, we're wrapping this up. Everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you were entertained like I was. Boys, thank you for being here. I love you guys. So hopefully our next episode we'll have a guest. Maybe I won't bore you like I did today. Who knows? I don't know. Everyone, we are out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching it. See you next time.